Hey guys, it's Kelly back. Hey, I just wanted to talk to you about warming up before you practice, getting your fingers all limbered and everything. And I just want to show you a couple of the techniques that I like to use. And also, during this video, I have a couple go-to licks, I call them, that I'd love to share with you. Okay guys, let's get started. I just want to talk to you about the way that I warm up every morning before I get into the mode of practice. I like to get my fingers all limbered up. And just share with you how I like to do it. It's not a definite science, but it seems to work with me. And what I love to do every morning is get up and, number one, I just like to play something that brings me joy, that I enjoy playing, that I like hearing. I mean, we all got into music, for the joy of playing. And, some of us it's turned into work, but we still love it. And, every once in a while, I feel like that I play for other people a lot. And of a morning, it's fun just to be able to play for my own enjoyment. There's nobody with a microscope, on me. Anyways, way too much information, right? So here's what I like to do of a morning. I just start out with like the C major 7th chord. And maybe even not with a pick right off the bat, like a diminished, like C sharp diminished, then a D minor, and then some kind of 5 chord, and with a flat 9. Just. Just something like that, just to get the fingers warmed up. Another cool exercise that seems to get your fingers warmed up, because it's just a little bit different, is doing force up with major 7ths. I love that major 7th like that. And then you go up a 4th, and basically it's the same position, but you just have to move your pinky finger up 1 fret and back. That's a good exercise just to sort of get you going over. That's actually another one. And that's just spelling out the notes of the major 7th chord. So sort of like, it's Mr. Sandman. But, so you just go up in force. Another cool exercise that a friend of mine showed me years ago is this. It's sort of I call it the tritone exercise. I mean, it's not anything you'd really ever use. I mean, it seems like I heard Jimmy Page one time. You can tell I've practiced that a lot. I think that was a line he had in some song, but how often are you going to use tritones like that? But this is a pretty good exercise just to get your fingers all warmed up. And you just keep on up the fret, but it's basically tritones. And then back down, you just go down a step and a half. Almost like an augmented chord, but these are tritones. Then you go up a string. And then when you get there, you just move up a half step and start over. And keep climbing your way up. Don't want to bore you with that. And you know, for me, practicing scales and stuff, I know I'll probably get some flack for this, but it's good to know your scales. But for me, once I get into the practice aspect of what I do, if I'm going to practice something, I want to practice something that I'm going to use. I don't want to practice a bunch of scales and get them down and spend a lot of time on those. And then when do you ever use those in real music, melodic music, which is what I love to do. Then, after I've sort of done some of those exercises, I like to just start playing some stuff that I know. I'm not really in the mode of practice yet. Just playing some stuff, a little more difficult things. Some stuff like that. So there you go. That's basically what I do for warming up of a morning. Now I want to talk to you about, my favorite part of music, as I've said before, is the creative part of music. Like in solos that I'm doing, I love to come up with something fresh that I've never played before that might be reminiscent of something I've heard, but just something fresh and give the song its own identity. But then a lot of times, just like you've heard in secular music, popular music, I guess is a better word for it, you actually wind up hearing a lot of the same riffs, just like the... I mean, we hear that in rock and roll all the time. And then a lot of the fourths. And then the country stuff. We've heard all those same riffs over and over and over. So I wanted to just come up with some of my own go-to licks, I like to call them. And it's not anything that I've heard anybody play, but it's something that I use a lot in songs. When all else fails, I can go to that. Here's basically the rhythm of the song. It's just going to be 2 bars of 1 going into a 4. And my part, the lick I was wanting to show is so. And the lick. And that's just sort of a go-to, not the whole lick, it's actually just this. And I'm thinking, we're in the key of E. And if you watched my video before, and if you haven't, you should go back and watch it on blocks and shapes and chord clusters. So that's an F shape, an F block. So basically, that's what I'm seeing in my brain. And then I'm doing, it's like a roll. Slide up to the 3rd. Up to the A flat. That's it, slow. And to me, what makes it really a cool lick is when you can nail that note right there. And then you can bend it if you want. Or you don't have to bend it. But that's the cool part of it. And you can do it in any key. I'm thinking those blocks. I'm back to the blocks. So that's one of my go-to licks. You know, a lot of times you're just sort of looking for something fresh, and maybe I've played the lick, 100 times before, but it's not something you hear every day, like you do a lot of that. So there you go. There's one of the licks I like to use. That's another one I like to go to, and it can be used a little more in the, this is not the guitar for it, but a little more the chicken picking kind of a. That's basically it. So and this uses a little of a picking technique. Where you start going with the, instead of just up, down, you're going down, up, and then when to get down to this low D note, you're going up also. And first, and that's cool too, to do a pull off. I just love the percussiveness of and when I learn a lick like that, I try to learn it in all positions, so I can see. So just learn it all up and down the neck. So that's a cool line that you can put in your arsenal, It's a great way to end a song. Okay guys, there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Be sure to subscribe if this is your first time and you like the video. And if you are a subscriber, be sure to hit the bell. It will notify you when our next video is coming up. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next Saturday.